Hello and welcome to episode 37 of Soccercraft. In the last episode, we updated the world to 1.17 and we trimmed the chunks so that it's easy to find all of the 1.17 features. Now, in this episode, I did say a few episodes that Wan Shi Tongs library was done, but when I say something's done, it usually means it's 80% done, and I want to add one room to the Wan Shi Tong library. And then I wanted to get started on the next project of the Avatar The Last Airbender world. And you may have noticed in that opening time-lapse, I spent a lot of time in between episodes collecting up some of the new 1.17 blocks, specifically a lot of deep slates, so I can hopefully try to have some fun using 1.17 blocks in this build. And the room that we're looking to add today is the Planetary calendar room that Sokka used to figure out what the darkest day in Fire Nation history actually meant. And now without any further ado, how about we hop into a time lapse of me getting some work done on this room. Welcome back from that time-lapse. We got the design for the planetary observatory thing in place, and it is looking fantastic. I'm really happy with how this is turning out, but I've given myself a lot more work, but let's talk about the design first. First of all, I want to talk about how great the new candles are. This is my first time using candles in a build, and it's really great for keeping it at a low, moody light and still giving it enough light that mobs aren't going to be able to spawn, because you can just come up to the candles, and if it's not enough light, you can just add one more light to it. I think that looks better at 3. But yeah, I think that is a really great aspect about candles. But what I want to look at next is I want to make this a little bit of a redstone room, and I want to go through here and make it so that when we flip this lever, all of the lights go around in a circle until we turn the lever off. So now I've already dug out a space for the redstone down here, and what we're gonna do is set up a ton of observers in a chain to send a signal all the way around this room. Alright, so I've managed to get a chain of observers going all the way around this with minimal explosions, and I've set up a sticky piston here, and basically how this works is we flip this sticky piston, it puts the observer in place, and it starts a clock going all the way around. Now let's see. Alright, good, that means, alright, I set this up correctly, it goes all the way around. Now in order to activate the lights, all we need is a few more observers. I just need to jump and place this so it's facing up, and that should activate that light. Let me place this, and let's go see if that is activating correctly. Is it gonna go? Yes. Okay, now let me just go around and see if I can get the rest of them connected, and we'll see how this looks when it's all said and done. And I've got the last observer in place. Now let's give it a test run. Going all the way around, and it's like the cycles of the calendar, isn't that right? Oh, is that another? Oh, did I place that in the wrong spot? Yeah, I placed that one in the wrong spot. That's where the explosion happened. I'll just have to fix that, but other than that, this room is done, redstone and all. I think this turned out way better than I thought it would. This redstone really makes this room really awesome. But now it's about time we go ahead and get a look at what our next project is going to be in this Avatar The Last Airbender world. And the next project's going to take part in this corner of my nether hub over where the end portal is. I haven't done anything with this part of my world yet, and I actually did accidentally trim these chunks, so after I reset my world for 1.17, I had to come back here and find this stronghold all over again, find the end portal, and go through it. But that's not a big deal. Since we've done that, I've opened up a spot to the area above, and this is going to be the area of our next build site. But this isn't the biome that I wanted to build in. I wanted to build in a desert. So over the next few weeks on live streams, I'm going to be chopping this all down and laying down a layer of sand over top of everything. And also on the live stream where I found the stronghold and everything, we kind of got a little bit of an area set up, and we were doing some testing with some of the 1.17 blocks. I really like the look of calcite in here. And we've set up this area to set up a storage room so that we can kind of stay a little bit more organized in this build. Wan Shi Tongs library was very difficult for me keeping track of where everything was with the chests, so I think it's about time for the first time in this world we get some real automatic storage going. When working on automatic storage systems, I find it's always easiest to start at the end of the line and work our way backwards. So you want to start with the chests that you're going to be storing the items in, and then work your way backwards to wherever you're going to be putting the items into the system. So the first thing I did was set up this basic item silo where any items that get put into the top chest will get sent down to the bottom chest. And now after this, we need to come behind and set up your standard item filters. And the standard item filter is going to look something like this. You have a hopper with a comparator reading what output it's giving, and that's going to send this over, and it's going to activate this repeater, which it will turn off this torch, unlocking the hoppers, allowing the correct items to go in. So now I just need to extend this back, and then we'll have a look at how we're going to be getting the items from where we drop them off into the item storage system. So I slightly redesigned the item sorter to be able to allow this ice block here, which is what the items are going to be traveling along to get them into the hoppers. And now in order to be able to set the item filters, all you're going to have to do is come up to this hopper, take any renamed item. I renamed these bones to filter bone because they're going to be the filter item that I'm using. And then you stick whatever you want to be the item in these chests. So we're going to be doing a lot of digging of stone in this area. And once we see this drain down to 41, we know that the item filter is working. So this is perfectly set up. I can go through, set up the rest of the filter bones, and we'll decide what goes into the rest of the item filters a little bit later. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to create a water stream to take the items into the item filter system. So how I do that is I like to put glass panes over top all of the hoppers. This is more just to stop the water from flowing out on top of the hoppers. And then I'm going to be putting glass blocks behind the ice to help create a channel for the water to go down. So now if the water is going along here, the non-waterlogged glass panes will keep the water from here. And then way at the back of the ice, we're going to align the items so that they glide just along the edge of the hopper. And it will magically put everything into the items while being able to keep them going all the way down to the end of the water stream. And here you can see that system in action. We've got our water stream going along the middle here, and the glass panes are stopping the water from flowing over on top of the hoppers. So now whenever the items come, they'll come along, hit this chest, which is just a little bit farther away than this stone block is, which will align the items so that they'll run along the hoppers but still get the speed that they get from all of the ice. And now I just need to continue sending the rest of the water down here, and we need to figure out how we're going to start unloading the items onto this water channel. And now we could go with a simple system like this where we drop our stuff into this hopper, it puts it into the dispenser, and it dispenses it into the water line. But I want to do something a little bit fancier, and honestly I'm going to struggle with the redstone, so I don't think I'm going to be able to explain it to you, but I'm going to go ahead, build it up, and then show you how it works when we come back. And here we have our new item unloading system. And what this is the barrel where we will drop a shulker box, and it will take this shulker box through, send it up here and around to this shulker box unloader. And let me see if I can get a good view of this. Yeah, it's really hard to see. There's a whole bunch of redstone going on there, but basically the shulker box will pop out right there. Here, actually, let me just give you a demonstration. Put the shulker box in here, and if I come around over to here, we should be able to see the shulker box will pop out right here, and it at 4 times hopper speed, it is sending the items down through and sending them out of these droppers here and into the storage system. And this all happens pretty quickly. It's kind of loud because of all the droppers, but you know, we kind of deal with that, and then everything flows down into the respective chests. And whenever the shulker box is finished unloading, this piston breaks it and it lands into this hopper, setting it off to that other barrel down below. And that should have sent the shulker box around this way into this barrel here, which we should have 2 shulker boxes now. Perfect. So basically what we're going to do in this area is go out, chop down all these trees, do all the terraforming, and all the blocks we bring back, we're just going to drop the shulker boxes in here, then go back to work, and by the time we get back to here, it should have loaded those shulker boxes, and we can pick up the empty shulker boxes from here, keeping a nice quick workflow and making it so that we are easily able to collect everything up into these chests and not run out of shulker boxes, which I've been doing a lot lately. And if you're curious about getting a tutorial for this shulker box unloader, you're going to have to go over to Twitch and go to the guy 1604. I'm going to have a link in the description, and bug him to start making YouTube videos, because you know, it was difficult for me to make this without a tutorial. A tutorial would have been helpful. I just had, you know, his creative blueprints, but that actually really helped a lot. Yeah, head over to the guy 1604 on Twitch, give him a follow there, and check out some of his really awesome Minecraft work. Now, I think it's about time we hop into a time lapse and get some work done on this area. And welcome back from that time lapse. As you can see, when we come over this hill, we have cleared out a ton of the dark oak logs. It's actually been long enough for some of this copper to oxidize. And let's have a look in the dark oak storage. Yeah, we've collected quite a lot of dark oak and a little bit of the other log types as well. And if you can see by looking at my axe's durability, I'm ready for a little bit of a break from chopping trees. So I want to head back to the room that we were working at Wan Shi Tongs library, because there's something that I need to add there to finally finish it off. But first, we need to collect a whole bunch of wither stars. And I've gathered a stack of nether stars. It only took like an hour. Alright, so what I want to do with these is we want to use them as decoration up on the ceiling like this. But something that I learned recently is I wanted to try out the new glow item frames. Actually, let's see if we can actually notice a difference yeah, I can notice a difference. That is a lot brighter from out here, but I don't think that the armor stand mod works with the glow item frames yet. Let's see. That one's invisible. Yeah, so it's not working with the glow item frames, so we're gonna have to stick with regular item frames for now. And I'm gonna scatter a bunch of these around this room, and we'll see how it looks in the end. And the addition of these nether stars to the roof really seals the feeling of the planetary vibe that I was going for. Let's flick the redstone once again, have it do its cycle, and I am now extremely happy with how this room is turning out. But with that being said, that's all the time that we have left for this episode. I'm planning on getting a little bit more tree chopping done in between episodes over at the new build site. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to press that like button and consider subscribing. And leave a comment on what other rooms you think I should add to the Wan Shi Tongs library. I'll see you guys next time. Water Tribe out.